I'm delighted to be able to introduce Katja Kane, who will be running the session today. Katja is the creator of the Novel Factory, software designed to help writers become more productive and achieve their dreams. She also writes fantasy novels for middle grade, young adult and crossover, as well as short stories, and has been shortlisted for the H.E. Bates Short Story Award and longlisted for the Literacy Trust Short Story Prize 2017. Anyway, I'll hand you over to Katja now.
So yes, thanks for coming to the Mindfulness Writing Workshop. I'm hoping this session will give people the opportunity for some creative stretching. It should be a nice introduction to creative writing for people who haven't done it before, but also a refreshing exercise for more experienced writers. So as Barry so beautifully explained, I'm Katja Kane. I've been writing seriously for about 10 years and meditating about that long as well. And I'm the creator of the Novel Factory, and there'll be a link at the end if you want to find out more about that. So this workshop might feel a bit strange because obviously it was intended to be in person, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. And if we're beset by technical disasters, I'll have something good to sit with later. So one important thing, no previous writing experience is needed to take part in the workshop. All exercises have been designed to be suitable for complete beginners, but also should offer something interesting to more experienced writers. And likewise, you don't have to have done meditation before, particularly to get anything out of it. So I'd like to give you an idea of what we're going to do in the workshop. So to begin with, I'm going to give you a few suggestions as how to approach the exercises. Then we'll do one of the exercises and I'll give you a little bit of quiet time to write, just 5 minutes or so. Then we'll have the opportunity for people to share what they've done. It's completely optional, there's no pressure to share. And if you would like to share your work but are a bit shy of doing it live, then you can email your pieces to us after the workshop and Barry will distribute them for us. Thanks, Barry. Then we will repeat the same thing for a second exercise, some guidance, time to write, and then an opportunity to share. Okay. So just a few pointers on how to approach the exercises. Take your time. Because they're mindfulness writing exercises, the experience is as important as the result. And for those of us that write anyway, you can often find that you become obsessed with what you're creating and the end result, but this is about the process. So that's just as important. So take your time. Try to release any feelings of pressure that may arise. To create something that meets certain standards you may hold. If you do feel sensations of anxiety or pressure, be with them and allow them a place in the words. Be aware of experiences you may have had the impact on your relationship with writing and try not to judge them or yourself. And as you're writing, be aware of the pen in your hand. Feel the pressure of the nib or the tip against the paper. And notice the shapes and strokes of the words on the paper as well. Okay, so if we move into the first exercise, we're going to be writing about mindful eating. So we'll write about our sensations and experience. So hopefully you have a snack ready as per the preparation instructions. If you don't, run to the kitchen now really quickly and grab something. There they go. So in the first stage, we're just going to brainstorm some words, just letting them flow. So you're not trying to write anything finished in any way. Try not to hesitate or judge the words, even if they don't seem to fit, they don't seem to be the right kind of thing, just let them in. And don't worry about writing full sentences. It can be words, fragments, anything that comes to mind. I am going to give you some prompts, but you don't need to wait for me to finish talking before starting to write. As soon as something springs to mind, just go ahead. Also, don't feel restricted by the lines on the page. If your page has lines, you can write anywhere on the page, the top, the bottom, you can write sideways, you can write horizontally, put it in the middle, write some words big, write some words small, anything that just feels right. Okay, so we'll do the first exercise, which is mindful eating. So you'll have your item of food. So from now, you know, just anything, any notes, just words, just put them down on the page. So we'll start with sight. Look at your item of food. What colours can you see? What do those colours remind you of? What shapes can you see? Does it have straight lines, sharp ones, or soft ones? I will put all these notes up as well, so don't worry if you miss something that I say, just go with, you know, what you're doing and come back to it. What about textures? What words spring to mind for the textures? How does the light touch it? Does looking at it remind you of anything? Does it evoke any memories? Okay. Next, get really close to the item and give it a good long sniff. What does it smell like? Try to think in terms of colors, emotions, memories. Does the smell have a texture? Is it strong or weak, sharp or soft? What color describes the smell? Again, remember, we're just brainstorming words and phrases. Try to set aside any self-judgment. As humans, we don't have a great sense of smell sometimes, so this might be the hardest one. And if you are struggling, don't get anxious. Just take a deep breath, take another sniff, and write down any words, even if they don't seem right. Okay. As your food probably isn't making any sound of its own, I'm going to merge sound with the final two sensations. So we'll do touch and sound together. So pick the item up, prod it, stroke it, squeeze it, shake it. How does it feel on your fingertips? Is it squidgy, sharp, hard, or soft? What does its weight feel like? How does it respond to being touched? Does it have packaging or a container or any other qualities that make a noise? Does it make different noises if you do different things to it? Like squeeze it or shake it? See how deep into the detail you can go. Okay, finally we'll do taste and sound. Take a bite or a mouthful of the snack, if you haven't already. Chew slowly, trying to notice as much as you can in every moment. What flavors are there? What parts of your mouth are tasting and feeling? Just allow a free flow of words. How does the eating sensation progress from the first moment your teeth and tongue touch the item, through chewing and swallowing? Try to describe each part of the experience. Do the tastes bring up sensations anywhere else in your body? Does it bring up any memories? What color or colors would you use to describe the taste? I'll just give you a few more minutes. The prompts are up on the screen if you need them. Okay. Some of you may be out of words, others are furiously scribbling and hoping for more time. But if you do need a bit more time for the brainstorming, you can take a few more minutes at the beginning of the time allowed for the next stage. So we're going to take those words and we're going to put them into a little bit more of a structure. I've come up with two options for you. You can either just write a free-form short piece that describes your experience of the item. It could be in the form of a poem, but it could equally just be a paragraph of words. So if you prefer more freedom, then you can do that. If you would like a little bit more structure, then you can use the following framework. Write a 5-line short piece using the following rules. So each line describes the experience of one of the senses. And in those 5 lines, include at least one color, one metaphor or simile, and include at least one memory. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do that. And I'm going to put on a little gentle music in the background so you don't forget I'm here. Hopefully it won't be too distracting and it'll help. Okay, just about 1 more minute now. Okay, that's about 5 minutes. Don't panic if you haven't finished anything. It's not about coming up with something perfect anyway. It's just to see what happens. So we're going to have the opportunity to share your work now. Please bear with us through any technical fiddliness. So I'm going to remove the slideshow for a few minutes. And if you'd like to share your piece, then give a little wave. And my lovely assistant Barry will unmute you so we can all hear.
You could also use the thumbs up sign at the, at the bottom of the participants section.
Yeah, so we can't. Yeah, because we can't see everybody at the same time. Oh, okay. So I think we've got a thumbs up now. Yeah.
Would you like to unmute, Tony?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I didn't fully understand. Well, I missed a lot of the instructions because of lack of attention, etc., etc. And plus, I was stacking at the same time. But I'll read what I've got anyway. Okay. This snack reminds me of when I'm peckish while being out on the road. If I'm lucky, there might be a package in the glove compartment. These packets seem to radiate yellow and brown. One thing is trying to open the packet normally when I'm driving. Open bracket, dangerous, I know, close bracket. My favorite food is Indian food, full stop. And that's all I read.
That's great, I love it. Fantastic.
Good,
Thank
good.
you so much for sharing.
Good, okay, all right.
Okay, is there anybody else who'd like to share? Yeah.
Lindy, would you like to unmute, Lindy?
Okay, so that was fun. Thank you, Katja. So I did the 5-line poem. Time traveling me back to Africa, the child monkey eating bananas plucks sun yellow from the tree, as if all evolution collapsed into this one moment of total immersion in sense explosion.
Wow. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay, James, would you like to unmute? You need to unmute, James. James, you're still muted. There you go.
Now, yeah. Thank you. That was good. I did the 5-line thing as well. They sit there in a small brown glazed bowl, fetus-like, arranged as if eggs in their nest. I reach in and grab one at random, and it splinters in my mouth. My tongue pushes it around to meet the saliva. Didn't I meet you once in Rangoon?
Wonderful. I love that. I love the thing with the fetuses and the eggs.
It was good to have the structure to work with. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I find it helpful as well. Okay,
Okay,
we've got time for a few more.
Lenny?
Yeah, I did the Freeform, so here we go. Crinkly rust oval, inviting to touch, uniquely strong smelling, with a soft yet rough touch. Engaging my senses and drawing me near, my tongue feels its softness, but its rough ridges too. Its succulent flavour is orange in hue, so chewy and squashy and sticking like glue. Long after I swallow, its taste lingers on, my tongue's busy searching for remnants left stuck. I miss avocado to go with it too, in a wonderful sandwich, but this has to do.
That was fantastic. I don't know how you came up with that so quickly.
I'm used to it. I do a lot of just writing like stream of conscious type things. And I didn't realise till I read it out, I'd repeated the word touch only 2 lines together. Obviously that would have sorted out if I'd edited it.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Thank you.
Okay, and Robert?
Okay, a fairly rough poem, I think. I bite the yielding, yeasty hot cross bun. Christ brought in Waitrose, flattening the air pockets like memory foam, filling the mouth and making heavy jaw cow movement. Then tongue searching the last soggy crumbs amongst my teeth, like a mother rounding up her children.
That was fantastic. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to share? Yeah, Julian, maybe?
Oh, by the way, Barry, I've never heard you described as a lovely assistant before. That's powerful in itself. A world in a Brazil nut. The flaky, dark skin mapping out continents on waxy, creamy seas. The fragrance of this little world transports me into one of its many lands. A memory of my grandmother's living room.
Wow, lovely. Really nice, thank you.
And I think Susan put her hand up at one point. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mute.
my hand keeps going off. I put it on and 2 seconds later it goes away. I just did a freeform, sort of what it called to me. So it just sort of came through. Pink lady, you called me to a duel. You saw your perfection might survive my limited porcelain, but what a risk. Yellow, pinks, reds, greens, browns, a diva's wardrobe. I held the stick, supporting your perfect sphere of soft, flowing circles. An inner flesh protected with strong, smooth veneers. Sparkling flashes bounce from your shoulders, like lights on a sparkling ocean of white horses. Sharp cracks as the veneer explodes and your firm, yellowing flesh surrenders to my attack. Purple berry sharp tanginess. No resistance, only breakdown. Memories of letting go and changing. That was it.
Really nice, thank you. That was so really sensual. Really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah, Janet?
And Hannah as well after.
And Hannah, yeah, okay, cool.
Have I unmuted? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Just I'm doing this. This is quite exciting. Beige transparent as a rounded hill of bubbles, salty vanilla and crisp like sand, a hard hollowed shiny feather of a childhood toy, a fizzy honeycomb like a gravelled footpath, a disintegrating flying saucer.
Wonderful.
Fun to do, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with all of these. Okay, do you say there was Hannah? I can't see on my list, but I'm sure.
I am. Okay. Dried and fresh leaves lie haphazardly in the stark whiteness of the bowl, green smooth ovals and rough brown pieces. I'm taken back to the golf course in autumn, a little girl dragging a heavy bag of clubs, examining every leaf from boredom, waiting for the hot tea and sugar hit of hole 9. Wanting more, hidden from perfume at the end of a long night out, crunching into the greasy little packages as they soften and turn into sweet explosions and amalgamate into a squidgy, delicious mouthful.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, so I think we'll go on to the second exercise now. If you didn't get a chance to share and you wanted to, then we'll make sure that you get a chance after the second one. Just wave more aggressively.
Well, people are getting a little bit confused by the reaction button, which is at the bottom of the screen, which only lasts for a few seconds. But the thumbs up sign is actually in the participations section, which is a blue thumbs up symbol. Okay.
Cool. Maybe we can point that out again at the beginning of the when we're sharing next time, so that people know where it is. Oh yeah, and hopefully we'll get everyone. Okay, great. So I'm going to share my screen again. So we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so in exercise 2, we'll do something similar, but instead of focusing on the food, we'll focus on the body. So we'll do a brief body scan. While we're doing it, write down any notes of any words that spring to mind. Again, it's brainstorming, it's freeform. Try not to judge any of the words, even if you're like, what, you know, this doesn't have anything to do with it. It may be that you just need to let those words out so that the other words can come afterwards. So don't stop any of the words. Okay, so, and as before, don't worry about remembering the prompts. If you want to close your eyes when you're not actually writing, or you could keep your eyes closed while you're writing. That could be interesting too, and an interesting experience. But I will put up all the prompts on the board on the screen. afterwards. So you don't worry if you miss something, the prompt will be up on the screen. So if you, what I don't want is, if you're in free flow, I don't want you to break that because I've started talking again to listen to what I'm saying next. So just try to let that go. Okay, so find a comfortable position, preferably with your back straight, not leaning against the back of a chair, but I won't be judging. Close your eyes. You can open them again whenever you need to. Take 3 deep breaths, slowly in and out. 1, 2, 3. Just settle into the moment. Become aware of thoughts that may be chattering in your head and acknowledge them. You don't need to try to get rid of them. Just be aware of their existence as thoughts. Now, slowly draw your attention to the skin of your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. How do they feel? The skin between your nose and mouth, your jaw. Does your face feel relaxed or tense? If there's tightness, where is it? Then move down to your throat, neck, and shoulders. Do they feel heavy or light? Loose or tight? Move your attention to your torso. Can you sense any of your organs inside? Can you feel your heart beating? What's that like? Can you feel sensations in your stomach? Are there any other internal organs you can feel? What do they feel like? Does thinking about them evoke any memories? Does it make you think of any colors or textures? Now move down to your thighs, knees, legs and feet. How do you feel about your legs and feet? What's your relationship to them? Are you grateful for all they do for you? Or do you blame them for not doing well enough? Now focus on your sense of smell. What can you smell right now? How does that make you feel? What does it make you think of? Next, what can you hear? What sounds are close in? Which are far away? What sounds is your own body making? What can you taste? Perhaps you can still slightly taste the food from the previous exercise. What is that like? What part of your mouth is it in? How does that make you feel? What can you feel with your skin, muscles, and bones? What pressure is there where there is contact with the chair or the floor? How do your clothes feel on your skin? Do they feel comfortable or restrictive? Does thinking about your clothes make any new thoughts arise? How does your jewelry feel against your body, if you have any? Does sensing your jewelry bring up any emotions? Where in your body are those emotions? Okay, if you've still got your eyes closed, then slowly open your eyes. You may wish to shake out a little or have a little stretch. Now I'm going to give you a few minutes to brainstorm any words or phrases to describe the experience of that body scan. So again, this is just brainstorming words. We're not trying to put any structure to it, put anything together. Words, phrases, fragments. And again, I encourage you to write anywhere on the page, write upside down, turn it around, write in a circle, write big, write small. Just let the words come out. I'll give you a couple of minutes for that now. Okay, so as before, we're going to take those brainstorm words and turn them into a slightly more structured piece. Sorry, I can't seem to control the music very well. So again, you have the option to go completely freeform. You call the shots, just do whatever feels right for you. But again, if you'd like something a bit more structured, I have this suggestion for you. So it'll be 8 lines this time. And for each of those lines, I've given you a question. So line 1, how does your body feel in general? Line 2, what can you smell? Line 3, how does your skin feel? Line 4, what can you taste? Line 5, how do your limbs feel? Line 6, what can you hear? Line 7, how do your organs feel? And line 8, how do you feel about your place in the natural world? And among those lines, try to include at least one emotion, one color, one metaphor or simile, a memory, and an adjective. Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. If anybody has any questions at this stage, then maybe press the button to raise your hand if anything's not clear. Okay, otherwise I'll just give you 5 minutes to brainstorm your words, or if you need more time for brainstorming, then obviously take that. Okay, just 1 more minute. Okay, we can switch to sharing again. Okay, so hopefully that was interesting and useful. If anybody would like to share what they've written, then, oh, so maybe Barry can explain again how to put up the hand so that it stays up.
Bit hard to see because as the host, but if you're not the host, if you click on participants, I think below your name, you should be able to see a blue thumbs up symbol. Is that right? Yeah. If you want.
Barry, we don't have that on an iPad.
Okay, if you want to share, then maybe just
There is a raise hand symbol.
Yeah. Okay.
So and that is also when you click on participants. Below the drop down of the names, there's a few things along the bottom, and one of them's a raised hand.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, or just say okay in chat, and that would work too.
The thumbs up symbol may appear if you click on the 3 dots menu on the same line. But it doesn't really matter whether you use the raised hand or the thumbs up.
No.
Okay, as long as they stay. It's the clapping, isn't it, that goes away?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Okay. Anyone like to share? Okay.
Lovely, thank you.
Amita Shuri, hiya, thanks. So, rest, let go. Beware too much ease and I'll rest into sleep. Essence of tangerine, or is it a taste? Sticky fingers and the warm orangey taste of home. Sinking into the ease of sleep and counting perils with a lull of a reassuring story and a steady beat of the heart of the world guiding me on my way.
Beautiful, thank you.
Susan?
Very nice, thank you.
Susan, would you like to unmute?
No, I was just clapping.
Oh, sorry.
I was just clapping my appreciation.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to share? Everyone got their sharing out last time. Oh, so maybe you're all waiting in case there's someone who hasn't, didn't get a chance last time. If that's the case, then don't worry about that. I think everybody's okay. No? Okay.
It feels as though there's less to say to me about this experience than there was about the previous one. I don't know.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Okay. Well,
Sorry, I did have my raised hand, but maybe nobody saw it.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I don't want to share what I wrote because I found that exercise very traumatic, because being in my body is quite hard at the moment because of various health issues and recent injuries. So I think it was probably a useful exercise to write it down, but I don't want to share it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, well, if we can leave. Oh, hang on, is there Hannah? Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say I found that quite difficult and quite a different experience to the first one. I think probably because I've done a lot of noting practice, and I think what happened was, as you were guiding it through, is I just went into noting practice, and obviously in noting practice you just use the triggers to then get away from the verbal and not. So I couldn't get my brain to then connect the two. Robert's nodding. Yeah, so I was like, I just went into the practice, and which is a non-verbal thing. So so it didn't really work. But it wasn't anything that you were doing. It was just my personal experience. So thanks.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. I think there's someone else. Yeah.
What I was going to say, as we're contributing the difficulties, which is why I wasn't, if I've had symptoms consistent with the virus, along with 4 friends, 4 Buddhist friends, and unfortunately it robs you, you know, for at least 2 of us, it's robbed us of taste and smell at the moment. So facing up to that was quite traumatic in that, but you know, I'm grateful for everything I have, rather than, I really did not want to focus on the only 2 things that I haven't. So that was a bit difficult in the current climate. Apart from, also, what I found really helpful was that I'm quite ashamed of slopping about. I need to get a grip as if I'm in the world, you know, and care for my body, you know, and how I look, instead of, you know, so I found that immensely emotionally helpful, not necessarily constructive in the way that I found the first one for writing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. The different experiences, definitely. Okay, a few people have their hands raised to say something, I think.
No, I think it's just Lenny and Hannah who've already spoken.
Oh, okay. Lenny, did you want to say something else, or is that just raised from before?
Oh, no, sorry, I hadn't realised it, because that's the thing with it not being a temporary one. I forgot you have to actually go.
Yeah, that's okay.
Claire would like to speak. Would you like to say something, Claire?
Well, I could share a little bit of what I wrote.
That would be great, thank you.
Fresh, cool air touching my face, tight skin, nostrils breathe in the cool air, cars draining past on the big road in the distance, birds tweeting nearby, the wind in the trees getting stronger as I write, urging me to walk up the hill and back into the sun's path. Pigeons cuckooing, a raspberry residue taste in my mouth, and children playing in the distance shouting at each other. That's it.
That was great, thank you. All right, well, thank you everyone. If there's anyone else that wants to share, say so now. Otherwise, we can wrap it up. We're a few minutes early, but that's okay. Unless does anyone want to just talk, say anything about their experience or any feedback or things like that?
Hello.
Hi.
So good. My only question is, do you run courses?
No, I don't, I'm afraid. I don't do stuff like this very often or whatever.
Well, in that case, I found it absolutely fabulous inspiration, and I'll find a course to go on as a result of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lenny, did you raise your hand? Do you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to feedback about the exercise when I did the freeform after we'd done the sort of brainstorming, because I don't usually do that. I've done exercises before of using brainstorming when, you know, like if I sit down wanting to write something on a particular thing, I would do brainstorming of ideas and words, perhaps do a mind map. But I haven't done that with sort of freeform, because my freeform writing tends to be just like, often comes out of meditation, and I just find a word or a phrase in my head, and I just think, oh, I'm going to start writing, and end up with loads of stuff. But it actually has made me think it might actually be a good thing to rather than go straight into it, to take a pause and do some brainstorming of words, so that then when I start the free form writing, I've already got a sort of armory full of words that I've sort of pulled out of the hat.
Yeah, you've got the sand to build sandcastles with.
Exactly, yeah, so thank you for that.
Great, okay. If there's nobody else that has any comments, then we can wrap up. Okay.
Just a quick comment, thought that occurs to me is just that it seems so simple, and yet it's actually really helpful because it's just giving us permission to do these things. And it's amazing that humans need permission to do something as simple as this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Okay.
I was just sitting in on this, but I was just absolutely blown away by what I heard, especially in the first, when everyone was, I just thought it was wonderful what you came up with.
Yeah,
I
thought it was outstanding.
I didn't muck in now.
Okay, so I'm just going to.
Can I say
please.
Writing is something I really want to get into, but I haven't written anything for so long that it's just really. I mean, I try to write a lot now, but I write gobbledygook, and I allow myself to do that because I reckon I really need to get into the writing thing. But I just observed how I need to organize my brain. It sort of reveals how disorganized my brain is, the connection. I know what I want to say, but it's hard to find the words. I might get free flow, but I can't spell a word, so I just write it anyway. So it's all this stuff that sort of, I think writing is quite a powerful modality, isn't it? What do you think? Can you say anything on that as a way of, I don't know.
Say that again, sorry.
Can you elaborate on that at all?
On which?
I'm writing as a way to, as self-development. How can it help? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that from 2 points of view. So when I write fiction, I definitely use it as a vehicle for formulating and getting out how I feel about important issues, issues that are important to me and that maybe I'm frustrated about. And if I write a whole novel about an issue that is important to me, I can kind of set it right a bit, and also maybe could inspire other people to think about it and care.
Right.
Okay. That's a bit, maybe a bit far down the line. But also from a non-fiction point of view, I think the writing to formulate your thoughts I find really helpful, just to figure out what it is you actually think in a way that isn't, because most of the time if I'm thinking about those issues, I'll be in discussion and I don't have time to really figure out what it is I think about that. So if I sit down and try and write an article about it, then that gives me a chance to formulate. That's how it works for me.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'd better wrap up now. Did someone want to say something?
Don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay, so just finally to say thank you. So stay safe, stay mindful. So please do, if you want to, obviously no pressure. If you don't want to share your pieces, absolutely not. But if you would like to share your pieces with other people here, then send them to Barry and we can distribute them. Thanks, Barry. Sorry, didn't warn you about that. And if you'd like to learn more about me and how I do help novelists, although I don't run courses, you can find out more about my software at novel-software.com, or you can find out more about me and read some of my writing actually at katialkane.co.uk. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming and taking part. I really enjoyed listening to your pieces. I think they were outstanding. I mean, considering the amount of time you had, especially. So thank you and have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Katya, and everyone.
Thank you, Katya. Thank you.
Thanks, Katya. It was great.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.